You don't need to do anything right now. Just let your shoulders loosen and let your eyes soften. There's a kind of midnight that doesn't feel like a time. It feels like a doorway. And tonight, someone knocks. Not loudly. Not again and again. Just once. One knock. That somehow sounds like it has been waiting for you. For years. You may never have heard a knock like it, because it isn't asking to enter. It's asking if you remember. And the strange part is, you already do. Because somewhere, beneath the tired thoughts and the busy days, you've always known there would be a night when a stranger would arrive at your door and say something that changes the shape of the quiet forever. Now, let's go slowly, because in this story, the more gently you listen, the more you notice. And the more you notice, the closer you get to the reason. The stranger knocks only once. We begin at a station that shouldn't exist and a clock that refuses to move past midnight. The night is cool and clean, the kind of cool that feels like velvet over the skin. You stand beneath a station lamp that flickers, like it's deciding whether this place is real. The platform is almost empty. Just a bench, a metal sign without any letters, and rails that disappear into dark fog. You're not rushing. You're not even sure how you arrived, but your body knows one thing. You are here on purpose. A distant sound arrives. Not loud, just a low, steady rhythm. A train, not the kind that screams into the station. This one glides, as if the air itself makes room. It slows, and the windows glow warm amber, like a row of small fireplaces. The doors open with a sigh, and there, inside the first carriage, stands a person in a long coat, their face half lit, half shadowed. They do not wave, they do not call your name. They simply lift a hand and hold up an envelope. Old paper, a dark wax seal, a seal you've never seen before, yet your fingers almost twitch, as if you've stamped it yourself in another life. You step closer. The stranger leans forward, still, no words, only the envelope, offered gently. And on the envelope, in ink that looks freshly written, is your name. Not the name you use for accounts, not the name you type, your real name, the one your tired heart answers to. You reach out. The moment your fingertips touch the paper, the station lamp steadies, as if the world agrees to continue. You glance up, wanting to see the stranger's eyes, but the stranger has already stepped back, deeper into the carriage, as if the envelope was the only part of them meant for your world. You break the seal. Inside, a single card. It reads, not with letters, but with a feeling. You have until the next midnight. Your breathing stays calm, but something inside you becomes alert, not fear, not panic, just importance. The train doors remain open, the warm light spills onto the platform, and you understand without being told, if you don't board now, you may never find this station again. So you step in, and as you do, the doors close softly behind you, not trapping you, but sealing a decision. The train begins to move, and the stranger, now walking ahead through the aisle, does something that tightens the mystery perfectly. They turn once, and place one finger gently over their lips, a quiet promise. Then they point toward the next carriage, where a dim lamp glows over a table set for one. On that table is a small brass clock. Its hands do not move. It is stuck at midnight. And as the train carries you forward, you realize the message wasn't a warning. It was a countdown, because this train isn't traveling through distance. It's traveling through what you forgot. And in the next carriage, you will learn why the stranger knocks only once, and what happens if you open the door too late. Let's go to the next carriage. The next carriage is warmer. Wood panels, soft lamps, the scent of old books and quiet tea. You sit at the table. The brass clock is close enough to touch. Its face is smooth, polished, almost new, but the hands are frozen at exactly 12. Midnight. Again. Across from you is a teacup already poured. Steam rises slowly, patiently, and beside the cup, a small key. A simple key, dark metal, worn edges. The stranger sits opposite you now, still faceless in the gentle shadow, but their presence feels strangely familiar, like someone you once trusted completely. They finally speak, not loudly, not dramatically, just like a person continuing a conversation that was paused long ago. You've been very busy, living a life that forgot one small promise. You don't reply, not because you can't, but because your body knows this isn't an argument. It's a return. The stranger taps the clock once. Nothing moves. Then they slide the key toward you. Stranger. This key opens a door, but it only opens for 1 minute. After that, it becomes a memory again. 1 minute. Your mind tries to wake up and solve it, but you keep your breathing slow. You pick up the key. It's warmer than it should be, and you notice something carved into it. A tiny symbol. The same symbol from the envelope seal. The stranger gestures to the wall beside you. A small door you didn't notice before, neatly set into the wood panel, with no handle, no frame, just a keyhole. Your hand moves toward it, and in your chest, a gentle urgency grows. Not loud, not stressful, like the feeling of catching a train without running. You insert the key. The moment it turns, the clock makes a sound, a single perfect tick, and the clock hand moves, just once, then stops again. But that one tick changes the carriage. The lamps dim slightly, the tea smells sweeter, and the door beside you becomes visible in a new way, as if it has always been there, waiting for the right second. The stranger whispers, "Stranger, inside is what you've been missing. You may not like it, but you'll finally understand." You open the door, and instead of another room, you see a hallway of shelves, a library hallway, with titles that glow faintly. Each spine is labeled with a year, your years. You step inside. The door closes behind you, not harshly, just quietly, and you realize the 1 minute wasn't about time on a clock. It was about attention, because a door like this doesn't stay open. For a mind that wanders, you walk along the shelves, and then you see it. A book with tonight's date on the spine. Your hand hovers, your heart stays calm, but your curiosity rises like warm light, because you sense the book isn't about what you did today. It's about what you were supposed to remember tonight. You pull it out. It opens on its own. And written on the first page is a sentence that makes your stomach drop, not with fear, with recognition. The knock was yours first. Your breath slows. Your mind tries to understand, but the pages begin to turn, and you hear something far down the hallway. A knock, not on a door, on wood. A single knock. The stranger's voice floats softly, as if from far away. "Stranger, don't answer yet, not until you see who is knocking." And that is when you realize the next chapter is not about the stranger. It's about you and the door you once knocked on without knowing what you were asking for. The hallway is quiet in the way snow is quiet. Soft, heavy, complete. You follow the sound of the knock. It repeats only once more, then silence. The book in your hands feels heavier now. As you walk, the shelf labels shift, years rearranging, aligning, and you stop at a section you don't recognize, a year that isn't written as numbers, but as a word, almost. You blink slowly. You've never seen a year called almost, yet it feels familiar, like a season of your life where you were near something important, but didn't step into it. You pull the book labeled almost. Inside is a scene, not like a movie, like a memory you can smell, a small room, a desk lamp, a window with rain, and you, younger, tired, trying to be strong. You are writing something, a promise, not to someone else, to yourself. You watch your younger hand finish the final line. If it ever gets too heavy, I will ask for help, and I will open the door. Then your younger self folds the paper, seals it with wax, the same symbol, and walks into a hallway you haven't seen before. A hallway with a door at the end. Your younger self stands there and knocks. Only once, just like tonight. Then, your younger self turns away, as if they were afraid to hear an answer. Your chest softens, because you know that feeling, the feeling of asking for something, then pretending you didn't. The book page turns again, and the scene changes. Now you're back on the train, older, calmer, and the knock sound returns, closer. It is not coming from the library hallway anymore. It is coming from your own carriage door. One knock. Your fingers tighten around the book, but your breath stays slow, and you understand. Someone is outside your door, and they are waiting for the same courage you asked for years ago. The stranger appears beside you silently. They do not push you. They do not rush you. They only say, if you open it too soon, you'll miss what you came to remember. If you open it too late, it won't knock again. A single knock policy, one chance, not punishment, just truth. So you return the book to the shelf. You walk back through the library hallway, and when you reach the door you entered through, the brass key is waiting in the keyhole, as if it never left. You step back into the carriage. Your seat is exactly as you left it. Your tea is still warm. The clock is still midnight, and the knock comes again, but softer this time, like it's getting tired. You lean forward. Your hand hovers near the carriage door handle. The stranger's voice becomes almost a lullaby. Before you open it, you must choose one thing, the one thing you'll stop carrying alone. Your mind begins to search, but you don't force it. You let the answer rise naturally, gently. Maybe it's worry, maybe it's pressure. Maybe it's the feeling that you must do everything perfectly or it doesn't count. You take a slow breath, and you whisper, barely, I'm ready. The stranger nods and gestures toward the door. Your fingers touch the handle, and in the next chapter, you will open it and meet the person who has been waiting behind that single knock with something you thought you lost, something that can only be returned before the clock finally decides to move past midnight. You open the door slowly. No sudden movement, just a quiet, careful choice. In the corridor stands a stranger, but not the one from before. This one is different. They hold a small lantern. Its light is steady, warm, kind. Their eyes are gentle, not demanding. They look at you the way a person looks at someone they've been hoping for. They speak softly. I'm sorry, I can only knock once. You nod, as if you understand a rule you never learned, but always lived. The stranger lifts the lantern slightly, and you see what they're carrying, a small wooden box, the kind a person keeps important things in. They hold it out. You take it carefully. It's not heavy, but it feels meaningful. Stranger nearer too. This is yours. You left it behind when you decided you had to be strong all the time. You look down at the box. There's a latch. Your thumb opens it gently. Inside is a small folded paper, the one you saw yourself writing in the library book. your promise, and beside it, a tiny, smooth object, a piece of sea glass, pale blue. You don't know why, but your throat tightens, because the sea glass holds a memory of calm. A calm you once had naturally, before life became loud. The stranger number 2 watches your face carefully. You don't have to earn rest. You don't have to deserve sleep. You only have to allow it. Your shoulders drop slightly without instruction. The train hum feels deeper now, steadier. The first stranger appears behind you in the carriage. Like a quiet guardian, they say to you, "This is the part where you choose. You can keep living like the door never opened, or you can accept what you asked for." You hold the sea glass. It's cool against your skin, and you feel something simple and powerful. Permission. Permission to soften. Permission to pause. Permission to stop replaying the day. You look up at stranger number 2. "What happens now?" you whisper. Stranger number 2 smiles, small and calm. "Now, the clock moves, and you'll finally reach the place where midnight becomes something else." They lift the lantern and point down the corridor. A final carriage. At the far end is a door with a crescent moon carved into it. The first stranger gently closes your carriage door behind you, not shutting you in, but sealing the moment so it doesn't leak away. You walk toward the moon door. The lantern light pools on the floor like honey. And as you approach, you notice something. The train is slowing, as if it's coming to the end of its route. Your heart stays calm, but you sense time finally moving. Because when you place your hand on the moon door, you hear the brass clock behind you tick, once, twice, 3 times. Midnight is loosening its grip. And the next chapter is where everything becomes quiet in the best way, where you step off the train and learn why the stranger could only knock once, because the second knock was always meant to be yours. You open the moon door. Inside, the final carriage is almost empty. A wide window shows the world outside, not city lights, but a soft landscape of mist and water, like the edge of a dream. There is a single chair by the window, and a blanket folded neatly over it. You sit, the blanket is warm immediately, as if it was made for your exact tiredness. The strangers do not follow you inside. They remain at the doorway respectful, like this part must be done alone. On the small table beside your chair is the brass clock, the same one. But now the hands move, slowly, peacefully. The clock turns past 12, past midnight, and nothing scary happens. No alarms, no darkness swallowing you, just relief. The world outside the window changes. The train passes through a station, a gentle one, no signs, no crowds. Only soft lanterns and calm air. And you realize, this is a place you've been trying to reach each night, without knowing it. A place where your mind stops fighting sleep. A place where you don't have to fix anything. You open the wooden box again. You unfold the promise, and in your own handwriting, you read it silently. I'm here. You place the sea glass on the table. It catches the lamplight and glows faintly, like a tiny moon. And then you feel it, not dramatic, just true. You have been carrying too much, but tonight, you set something down. Not forever, not perfectly, just enough. You look toward the doorway. The first stranger is still there. They give you a final nod, and they speak a closing sentence. That feels like a hand on your shoulder. You open the door, that's all. Now, let the night take care of the rest. The train slows, then stops. The door opens, not to a platform, but to a quiet path. A path lined with soft lights. You stand, you don't rush. You step down gently. The air is calm, and as you take your first step onto the path, you hear a sound behind you, not a knock, a soft click, the train doors closing, not leaving you, not abandoning you, just completing the journey. You turn, the train is already gliding away, soundless, graceful, and in the window, for a brief moment, you see your own reflection, resting, not performing, not worrying, just being. You walk forward. The lights guide you, and the path feels familiar, like home, because the truth is, the stranger who knocks only once at midnight isn't here to take anything from you. They're here to return something you misplaced, your ability to rest without guilt, your ability to pause without explaining, your ability to sleep without earning it. And as you continue walking, your eyes grow heavier, your breathing grows slower, and you realize the final secret. Midnight isn't a threat. Midnight is an invitation, and you accepted it. So now, you can let go. You can drift. You can sleep. Good night. And now, you don't need to follow the train any farther, because the real journey was never about getting somewhere new. It was about coming back to something quiet inside you. The stranger won't knock again tonight, not because you missed your chance, but because you already opened the door in the only way that matters. Gently. So, let the night do what it does best. Let it hold the edges of the world still. Let it turn everything loud into something soft. If your mind tries to wander, that's okay. Just imagine the train easing forward through mist. Steady, slow, safe, as if every wheel turn is smoothing your thoughts flat. And somewhere behind you, far away now, a warm lamp is still glowing. A quiet room is still awake. Not to keep you up, but to keep you protected. Because there are places in the world that stay awake, so you don't have to. Pause. 0, 12. One slow breath in and a longer breath out. Nothing needs your attention now, not the day, not tomorrow, not even the story. Only the softness of your bed, only the calm in your chest, only the gentle rhythm of your breathing, in and out. And if you remember anything as sleep arrives, let it be this. You are safe, you are held, and you have done enough. The door can rest, the clock can stop trying, the train can disappear into the kindest dark. Good night.